Hey guys, as requested, I'm going to be reviewing a full day of eating by a pro bodybuilder, Brent Swansen.
Hey Muscle and Strength, this is Brent Swansen, IFBB Pro. Go ahead and come on inside and we'll take you
Oh my god, the voice and the face, I can't.
through a full day of eating. All right. No, that's fine.
How is this a real video? I would say that he looks deformed, but it's way beyond deformed. Isn't this the kind of guy you would expect to be a bodybuilder? With this kind of a face? That's exactly what you would expect. It's crazy that this video is real.
You were just out. You were just out. You're fine. What do you need to do? So we just woke up, and typically what I do in the summertime is I kind of wake up whenever my body does because I have the flexibility of that because I have a 11-week break from teaching school. So I always have to check my blood sugar. I'm a type 1 diabetic. Been that way since I've been 4 years old. So I need to see where my blood sugar is. Perfect. 115. Yes, 115 is good for a type 1. I mean, that's really where I want to be.
Wow, doing bodybuilding and all of the drugs when you're a type 1 diabetic? That's something.
So I'm on an insulin pump. So this insulin pump right here pretty much is like a pseudo pancreas. So it gives me a certain amount of insulin every hour to keep my blood sugar where it is, and then based on how many carbs I have at a meal, or if it's high or low, then I adjust. So my blood sugar is 115, which is awesome, but I'm about to go do 25 minutes of cardio to start my day. So what I'm gonna do while I'm on the cardio is I'm gonna turn the insulin pump off so it suspends. So then therefore, while I'm on the cardio, it's not giving myself any insulin. And then we're gonna go ahead and have meal one. Typically right now I'm doing 25 minutes a day on every day but my leg days. So I think you should do cardio year round for heart health.
For heart health. I was gonna say that he's very red. Is it from the sun or is it the drugs? Is he just sick? I can't really tell. Maybe a combination of both, but it's funny that he says that it's good for your heart. It's called cardio. The reason it's called cardio is because it's bad for your heart. This is the whole purpose of the name. That's where the name comes from. Why did you think they call it cardio? It's because it stresses your cardiovascular system. That's literally cardio. It's so strange. This guy doesn't get it.
For many reasons, but mainly for heart health. And also too, like a lot of these big guys.
Where did he get this idea that stressing your heart is going to make your heart healthier? That makes no sense. And especially for him, because his heart is probably huge. Most of these guys die because of an enlarged heart. And this doesn't only happen if you use drugs. That's when it really grows. But if you run marathons, for example, then your heart also stretches because of the cardiac output. Most people also misunderstand what cardio even is. Anything that stresses your heart and makes your heart pump blood faster, essentially, is cardio by definition. Lifting weights is absolutely cardio. Is it not? Feel your heart. Of course it is. It's just that when you run for a prolonged time, then your heart will be very stressed and it will be beating very quickly. But just because you may stress your heart less if you do calisthenics, for example, doesn't mean that it's not cardio that doesn't stress your heart, just less. That's what cardio means. It's just your heart.
Don't want to do it, but when you have better cardiovascular endurance, it helps on all your lists as well. And I just know I have the overall.
Yes, you adapt your body, in this case your heart, that's what you're talking about, to the stress. Yes, you have better endurance, of course. You're better at lifting man-made metal together with other slaves in this building called the gym. Yes, great. Oh wow. Respect, man.
Sense of well-being.
Or in this case, you're better at walking on a man-made machine for no reason. I see trees outside. Why don't you go and walk in your neighborhood in nature, at least? Get some better air. The air inside is always going to be worse.
I just feel better when I'm doing cardio versus when I'm not. So the last, I don't know, I'd say the last 7 or 8 years.
It's clear that you're generally depressed, miserable, and that you feel bad every day of your life. Why do you say better? There is no better for you. It's just very clear that he's living the worst life possible. he can hardly even breathe in some of the scenes.
I always did cardio year-round, whereas before, when I was younger, I just hated it. But actually, I don't mind it because, like I said, it just kind of gives me time to think, get my day started, and everything like that. So we're gonna do 25 minutes right now, and then typically.
Does he only have a dog because he's infertile?
All right, we're gonna weigh out our beef first. We pre-cooked this. Here's some 96.4 lean ground beef. We're gonna put 10 ounces.
Horrible, absolutely overcooked. You can for sure say that most of the water-soluble vitamins, which are almost only the B vitamins, are gone, and the fat-soluble vitamins are destroyed by 30-40% at least. When it comes to ground meat, because it's ground up, it's very easy to destroy it compared to a steak where you can at least keep the middle raw.
And the bowl. This is low for me, so typically in my off season, it'll be 12 to 14 ounces cooked weight. So this is cooked weight and not regular weight. And then a lot of times during contest prep, it'll still be around 12. So right now it's kind of backed off the protein a touch, but I mean, like most people.
God, why do you look so ugly? It's just disgusting to look at this.
I think this is a lot. Like this is, as you're going to see, this is going to go down pretty easy. The volume that you get in strawberries compared to something like grapes or bananas, you get a lot more in this. And I'm a big eater, so.
Yes, you're a big eater because you stress your body insanely much every day. The more you eat, the sooner you will die. That's it. That's why you need a lot of food. I wonder if any girl on earth would in any way be attracted to him, in any way at all, even in the slightest way. I really wonder if a girl is watching this comment. I would really like to hear your opinion. I just can't imagine it in any way whatsoever. Just like nothing about him. It's crazy.
What we're going to do though to the oatmeal is I like to put a little bit. This is the confectioner's Swerve sugar. Okay, we're just going to put.
Wait, what?
Yeah, this is actually Swerve makes a powdered sugar like Splenda.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Like no calories, right? So.
Oh, okay. The problem with that is that, of course, you will still produce insulin in response to it. Your body doesn't understand that you're eating that. It just responds to the sweetness, essentially. This has been proven in studies. You can use stevia or whatever chemicals extracted from plants, but you will still produce insulin. And the problem is that there won't be any sugar, which means that the insulin will only wreak havoc in your body.
I don't use a lot of artificial stuff outside of my oatmeal, to be honest. Everything other they're going to see me today is pretty plain Jane.
How do you define artificial? Technically, everything that you ate so far was artificial by definition. Even cooked meat would by definition be artificial. The strawberries don't exist in nature. They are man-made, artificial. The sauces, the powders are artificial. As always, just always, especially when it comes to bodybuilders, they put the red sauce over the meat because they want to make it look like meat again. It imitates raw meat, blood. They just want it to look like food again. It's just always the same. Who finds gray, brown meat appetizing naturally? Nobody, because meat is supposed to be raw and bloody, ideally. God, this is so pathetic. Ugh. Meal 1, 72 grams of protein. No, realistically, from what he ate, he got around 50 maximum, not more than 50. Probably less. Fat, less obviously, because it's destroyed. 77 grams of carbs. The carbs are more realistic, which are only sugar anyway, which is fine, technically, but not from the kind of sources where he was getting them from. Also, the strawberries had antibiotics. They should also write how many antibiotics he got. Calorie-wise, obviously, then it's also less because the protein is less. Yeah. Just to be clear, none of these people understand anything about the biological value of food, as in how much protein you can actually get out of food, especially cooked food. They have no idea about what humans eat in nature, about raw food, none of that. They just live their slave lives. This kind of a life is worse than a typical slave life. This is very destructive. That photo is not a photo of a human being. It doesn't resemble a human being.
All right, guys, after meal 1, typically in the summertime what I do, before it's nice outside, I want to get outside, I work a few hours doing my online training programs that I do. I work with people.
Get coached by Brent. Awesome, man. Look at the game controller. He's probably so tired that most of the day he just lays around playing video games.
All right, guys, for meal 2, we're gonna do your typical bodybuilding meal, staple that everybody has probably had one time or another. We're gonna do chicken, white rice, and some asparagus. The rice and the chicken have already been pre-prepared because me and my wife do that a couple times during the week. So with that being said,
I'm surprised that he has a wife. Wow.
we have like literally 3 air fryers in our home. Just because you can set them, you can walk away from it. It's different than the oven to where you have to wash things in the oven. I will literally just put things in the air fryer, walk away, and then I know when I come back, my house is gonna be burned down and it's gonna be cooked.
Why does he eat asparagus? Asparagus stinks. It's poisonous. That's what you're smelling. It's not human food. It's not as bad as the wild version, the real asparagus, but still, certainly not appetizing. Most bodybuilders are brainwashed to eat man-made plants which don't exist in nature for no reason. It's just because they're probably brainwashed to the point where they have no idea what they are eating or why they are eating it. There's no other explanation because none of them would be able to tell you why they eat vegetables.
Perfection. So you can take the asparagus. I don't like eating the ends, so I break the ends off.
You don't like eating any of it. Come on, be real. Why do you lie? Oh, it looks so unappetizing because it's cooked, it's so dry, and there's no fat. It just seems like a chore to eat this overcooked, dry, non-fat meat. Again, you destroy so many of the micronutrients and the protein, of course, also, which you would say you really need. And you do, of course, but you just don't understand how to get the maximum out of it. In Japan, they eat raw chicken in many restaurants. And the rice, of course, as always, the slave bodybuilder needs rice. Why do they need it? Can they explain it? No. They have no idea. Rice only has carbohydrates, which are sugar, some arsenic, not as much as in so-called whole grain rice, as in the one with the shell, black, red rice. Some anti-nutrients, not that much, again, compared to red, black rice. That's about it. There's nothing really.
Right on the money. I'll put Himalayan pink salt in my meals. We're gonna go with the G-Hughes.
Why does he use the salt? A ground up rock?
Polynesian, which I used this on my beef earlier this morning, which is super tasty. We're gonna take a handful of asparagus, place it on top, boom.
This makes no sense whatsoever. Again, he puts the red sauce over it to make it look like food, but then he puts the red vegetables over it to make it look like non-food again. It's as if you completely destroy your appetite because you're brainwashed to believe that you need to eat something green. Did his wife tell him that he needs to eat it? Why do you eat vegetables? Are there any nutrients in vegetables? Vegetables are the least nutritious foods on earth, besides seeds, which he also has there on top. Crazy guy.
So there's our meal too.
It's not really a meal. What's the definition of a meal? It would have to be food. Can you call that food? Only the meat, which is already partly destroyed. Most of this, volume-wise, is not even food. 94 grams of protein. Oh my god. Really, just shut up. I can't anymore. It's 60 maximum. Just stop it. 76 grams. I can't anymore.
All right, guys, so this is meal 3. What we have here is we have 10 ounces of 96 lean ground beef. We have 60 grams of carbs from a sweet potato pasta that I like, and I threw on 3 pieces.
Boy, it's so unappetizing what he's eating. Does anybody look at this and actually want to eat it? It's also in a plastic container, and there's heat, which means that the plastics are actually leaching into the food. Always when you apply heat to it or any kind of acidity, which possibly happened before with the sauce also, maybe, I don't know what exactly is inside of that sauce. Whatever the case, it doesn't really matter. He's so incredibly unhealthy. It's kind of irrelevant in a sense because he's biochemically already destroyed, but still you don't want to do even more harm to yourself.
Each piece of the cheese has 4 grams of protein, no fat, I think 2 grams of carbs, so pretty healthy. The cheese just kind of gives it a flavor, almost like a healthy.
Did he mean that it's healthy because there's not so much fat, or what did he mean?
Kind of like macaroni and cheese, like hearty meal like that. Yeah, this is, yeah, so actually it's kind of like a healthy like mac and cheese with ground beef. I think
Okay, it's actually not that bad. it's animal based. Yes, it's overcooked and it's probably some garbage processed cheese with even more microplastics inside. Oh, yeah, you didn't know? Look into how cheese is made, what they put inside of it, man. Still, okay. There's some potatoes, he said, inside also. Oxalates, all right. Could be worse. It's better to eat potatoes than seeds for sure.
Tastes pretty dang good. So it's healthy, it's bodybuilder friendly. So we're gonna eat that, and then
what exactly is bodybuilder friendly?
hopefully if the weather cooperates, we're gonna go out on the boat and go for a little ride, and then we'll get ready after this meal for a meal.
Look at his child. So sweet.
Four, and then we will go train.
Not even commenting anymore.
We live on Lake Decatur, and that's our home. And this is the lake that we live on. And I'm
ooh, fancy, living by a lake, exactly next to a lake? As in, exactly? Wow, cool.
Drinking up on a boat. But this is kind of what we like to do. We like.
It's just that he doesn't have many years left to enjoy it, unfortunately. That's just the reality.
Our pool, we love our hot tub, we love living on the lake, and we're just going to go out and have a little bit of fun.
Actually, this is a million times better than doing bodybuilding. If he would simply do this, ride around with his boat, enjoy the sun and the trees, that's probably why he has the sunburn, then he would be a million times healthier.
Me with all my millionaire neighbors, hence I'm not the millionaire. You know, you have to put in the work and you have to put in the effort, but you have to have other things that you like to do as well, you know. So, you know, that's why, you know, with Autumn and being a doctor and me being a teacher, it's kind of nice to have that, to have our relationship and to have bodybuilding on top of that. So,
his wife is a doctor and he's a teacher. What does he teach exactly? How to destroy your life? How to shorten your lifespan to 40, 50 years old, or what?
If I could give anybody a little bit of advice, you can't put all your eggs in one basket. You can be happy in the long run.
Jesus, where does he live? The geoengineering is off the charts there.
All right, guys, we're done. Relaxed on the boat for about an hour or so. We're gonna get our pre-workout in, which will be meal 4, and we're gonna go get a killer workout in at the Warrior Gym with hopefully my training partner and my wife. So let's see if they're inside, if they want to go. So we'll see you guys in a little bit. We have 10 ounces of cooked chicken breast, and we have a cup and a half of rice with a little bit of asparagus. I'm basically replicating my meal number 2. We're gonna put some GQs, Polynesian.
At least he eats meat for every meal, even if it's overcooked meat with no fat. All right.
Sauce mixed in with a little bit of orange ginger sauce, and I think Benji might want some too. So we're gonna start this down, we're gonna go work out, and then have a post-workout meal. So here we go. Okay guys, we worked out at our private gym, which is, we call it still the Warriors Gym. This used to be the gym equipment.
The Warriors Gym. Oh my God, you can't make this up. What Warrior? What are you talking about? The only real no attitude gym in Arizona. Oh, he lives in Arizona, okay. That's why he gets a lot of sunlight. Oh, that's nice. It's just really funny that it's called the Warriors Gym because lifting man-made metal up and down is an anti-warrior lifestyle. It's exactly what a warrior would never do. It just completely goes against the nature of man, masculinity. If there was an opposite, it would be going to the gym. I can't even listen to him because I just have to look at that severely deformed body with tumors coming out of every body part. It just looks so abnormal. He just doesn't look in any way even close to how a man looks like. Just absolute tumor. Just tumor building. It's tumor building. That's what he's doing. He goes to the gym to build tumors all over his body. And he believes that it's good to have tumors coming out from everywhere. I don't get it. I don't get it. How delusional are you? Why does nobody tell him that he looks like a freak? An absolute freak.
Meal 5. We just got back from working out. I had to do a little bit of a change because it was like 110 degrees when we were working out. So this is what we're going to do. This is top sirloin steak. So it's a little bit more fattier than the 96.4 lean ground beef that we had. I know just because I eat this.
That meat looks actually pretty nice. I would eat that raw.
Meal a lot. These 3 right here will yield me about 12 ounces cooked. So I'll cut a little bit of that off and we'll go ahead and have that. And then what we're going to do as well is we're going to have some tomato basil rice cakes. So compared to normal rice cakes, these have a gram more fat. And that's it. The macros match up.
It's not freaking fat inside of there. Do you mean some kind of vegetable oils or what? What could realistically even be in there?
And notice, I hope you guys all like that I've eaten out of Tupperware the whole day. This is just me. I'm not going to put it on a front and put it on this nice place to make it IG friendly. Like, this is how I eat 100%.
It doesn't matter how it looks like. It's just that if anything, you should be using glass at least. It would be better.
Of my meals unless I go out to eat. So like, I don't understand. I don't even know why we have plates because literally I eat out of these things all day long. So it is what it is. I am who I am.
It is what it is.
So yeah, we're
yeah.
Gonna go ahead and sit down. We're gonna eat this meal. And again, I don't know why I'm just like a Polynesian dude. So we're gonna go with Polynesian sauce again. I'm just gonna make a little bit of pink Himalayan sea salt on this, just a little bit. Then let's go ahead and sit down and eat.
He looks so sick. Really sick.
It tastes like a mini pizza.
I've never seen this in my life.
Dan, what do you think? Gotta have a Dan taste. Not the Benji taste, the Dan taste.
Yeah, they're good.
They're pretty good, aren't
I
they?
knew they were gonna be good.
Yeah.
They look good.
Rice cakes make me gag. Ugh.
All right, guys, meal 6 to close out the night. We're gonna do 2.5 cups of muscle egg vanilla egg whites, okay? And we are going to do 2 2/3 cups of rice check cereal, and that's gonna
Rice cereal as the last meal of the day. Wow.
bring us right at 70 grams of carbs and about 65 grams of protein right here. So there's my 20 ounces. And then we're gonna go to...
This is just the cherry on top. Rice cereal with egg clear.
It's easier for me to do this in grams, which is gonna be 80 grams of rice cereal. Switch it over to grams. Boom. So there is 70 grams of carbs and 65 grams of protein. Rice cereal, we went with the unflavored because that's the most natural there is.
The most natural.
In this you have whole grain rice and sugar, and for each
Whole grain rice, that's even worse, as I said before.
serving size, we're doing 2 serving sizes. You have 6 grams of total sugar, so pretty low compared to the 65 grams of carbs that we're having here. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty much just complete rice and the cereal. So we're gonna have that with our muscle egg. Give me something sweet before I go to bed, which is kind of when I crave, kind of having a sweet tooth. This curbs it. It's healthy. We're getting kind of...
How is it healthy in any way at all? Give me one health benefit of eating this or whatever you mean.
the macro goals that we have set for today in, and then we're gonna go to bed.
Yeah, you have macro goals, exactly. Macronutrients, protein, carbs, and a little bit of fat. Those are your goals. Micronutrients, have you ever even heard of those? Doesn't really matter if you have, because you got none in this day of eating. Bravo. That's actually hard to do. It's actually hard to go and eat 6 meals in a day, but get basically no micronutrients. It's actually amazing that you managed to do that.
Hard tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching my full day of eating, guys. Please click below to sign and subscribe to Muscle and Strength, and hope you guys have a great day.
In total, he got maybe 300 grams of protein, yeah, more or less. He got a lot of carbs, definitely not that many. Also less fat. In total, a lot less calories for sure. Maybe 3,000 approximately. It doesn't really matter anyway. The whole day of eating doesn't even matter. It's irrelevant what people like this eat in a day, because the reason they look so insanely deformed, as if they have tumors growing out of every body part, is because they use drugs. You can't look like this naturally. It's impossible. Only somebody who's severely addicted to drugs is gonna end up looking like this. And the reason he did this to himself is because of his face. That's clear. Come on, wake up if you don't get that. It's just very, very severe coping and compensating. Just absolute cope maxing to the max. Like, it doesn't get any worse than this. This is it. You cannot destroy yourself any more than this. I gotta laugh throughout the video because it's freaking funny in a super pathetic and sad way that this is actually going on. I'm just laughing about it because I'm just amazed that people can be this gullible, that they can get manipulated to this point, actually severely brainwashed, and that there's actually people out there who are pushing this, especially a lot of companies that are making money off of these guys. And of course, they get paid for destroying themselves because this self-destruction is going to be promoted by these people and by channels like Muscle and Fitness, whatever it's called, to other people who will destroy themselves, which is, of course, great overall for this society to completely ruin it. That people like this are, how can it be that people like this are actually in some way promoted by the media? YouTube is the media, it's social media. It's what people watch, it's what influences people, it's the media. But when people actively watch videos of guys like this and actually look up to him, then it just says everything about our society. When did humans ever in the past look up to drug addicts, especially so severely deformed ones? You can literally see what the drugs have done to him. He doesn't even look human. He doesn't for sure look like a man in any way. But people actually watch him. And there's a lot of people who watch him and want to be like him. If that is not a mental illness, then what is? What else can you call that? Thanks for watching.